How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Yes, my royal family. I have caught Cory Booker lying again on Farrakhan. Oh, yes, I have. We know how they like to pick on Farrakhan. You know, they have banned him from Facebook, and some are quite upset that they won't ban him from Twitter. Well, they need to ban the president himself, because we know how he likes to talk greasy. We know that Trump is racist to the motherfucking core. And so we're going to get deep into this. I have went into some archives and busted Cory Booker and his lying ass ways. And ain't no need to have no temper tantrum. Now, I'm going to let folks over here know some things that's new to the true royal family. I am a big Farrakhan follower. Oh, yes, I am. So if you don't like Farrakhan, you can bounce. You know, I've had people to tell me many things about Farrakhan. I've been listening to Farrakhan since I've been a child. Way before we had this internet shit. And he has been telling the truth. And one thing that the enemy and the enemy supporters like to do is tell bald-faced lies. You can actually hear things, core truth, and they'll tell you, no, you didn't hear that. You can actually see things, and they'll tell you, you didn't see that. See, the enemy likes to play games with your psyche. Well, I'm going to tell the enemy and the enemy supporters, I'm very good at what I do. I was raised by the best. I was taught by the best. And I continue to be guided by the best. And who is the best? The royal family. We are brilliant. We are excellent. We are royal. And we must stand firm on our position. So, Cory Booker, I done busted your ass, and I'm gonna bust your ass wide open even more. You lying motherfucker. So, my royal family, let's go on this journey. So they had this here on Fox News. This was published June 25th. Booker opens door to meeting with Farrakhan after blasting Biden for hurtful comments on bigots. Now, we know what Biden is. You know, I know what I heard, and you know what you heard. And I do have discernment, and I know you do too. I'm not here to insult anyone's intelligence. We grown folks over here. We speak core truth over here. So, let's hear what the enemy has to say. Oh, y'all don't want me to play this, huh? Oh, that ain't gonna stop nothing. I'll refresh your ass. Let's do the little refresher. Let's see. All right, let's hit this one. All right. Some things might pop up. I'm gonna hit it. Okay, we're gonna shut that off. We're gonna scroll on down here and see what's really going on. Okay, we're going to shut that off. That's, 20-something seconds. Ooh, that's way too long to be watching these demonic commercials. Trying to poison our royal baby psyche. They don't need to be hearing or watching any of that. So as we scoot along, my royal family, we're going to get it set up and save you a headache. Pow. All right. Oh, ain't that juicy? It's gonna be one of them juicy ones.
Call me a hater. You know what they do. Call me an anti-Semite. Stop it. I'm anti-termite.
Outrage this morning over Louis Farrakhan's latest message of hate, but it's nothing new for the Nation of Islam leader who has declared, "The Jews are my enemy," quotation, and white folks are going down. So what is it going to take for Democratic leaders to finally denounce his hate speech? Harvard Law professor Alan Dershowitz joins us right now from Michigan with reaction. Alan, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, Mr. Farrakhan claims he's not an anti-Semite. He's an anti-termite. What's he talking about?
Well, he's a classic anti-Semite. First of all, the analogy to termites comes right out of the Nazi playbook. Nazis used the word termites consistently to dehumanize Jews and to accuse them of destroying everything good about the world. Farrakhan has been very explicit. He's blamed the Jews for all the problems of the world. He's called Judaism a religion of Satan, and Twitter's made a decision not to ban him. Twitter has to have a single standard.
Right.
If a white supremacist had made a similar statement about African Americans, the question is, would Twitter ban them? It can't have a double standard based on race. And all good people have to come out and condemn, but especially people who participated in the Million Man March in 1995, headed by Farrakhan, which really made him prominent in American politics. People like Barack Obama, who participated in the march and proudly defended it. People like Keith Ellison, who worked closely with Farrakhan. These folks have a special obligation to condemn. Chelsea Clinton, to her credit, went out of her way to condemn Farrakhan remarks. I wish Bill Clinton had done it, because Bill Clinton sat next to Farrakhan at the funeral of Franklin, and he has a special obligation too. So I think silence is not an appropriate response to Farrakhan's bigotry.
Well, and in fact, Alan, Mr. Farrakhan has referred to Hillary Clinton as a wicked woman. He compared her to Hitler as well. So you're disappointed that we haven't heard from black leaders, but you're also disappointed we haven't heard from Democratic leaders as well.
I'm disappointed that all decent people haven't universally gotten together to condemn, but there is a special obligation, just like there's a special obligation of people on the extreme right to condemn the alt-right when they engage in anti-Semitism or bigotry. There's a special obligation of people on the left, of black leaders, of Democratic leaders, go out of their way to condemn this, because Farrakhan has a very large following. And many of his voters do vote Democrat. So there's a special obligation to condemn those who are, quote, speaking on your side of the issue.
But why don't they?
I think there's a fear of losing the base. There are many voters in some parts of the country. Followers of Farrakhan in some areas can become swing voters. And people don't want to lose their extremes. We're seeing it on the Republican side, too, when some Republicans refuse to condemn the alt-right because they want them as voters. Every American has to get together and say, we don't want haters to vote for us. We want to condemn haters. We want to marginalize them. We want to make sure that they are universally condemned. We don't want them on our side.
Well, let's see if anybody responds. He made the comments a couple of days ago. Alan Dershowitz joining us today from Birmingham, Michigan. Alan?
Okay. So these both of them is racist to the core, and they know what's going on. So there's a special obligation. Special. So I continue to see black people, especially our kings, and we're seeing the queens too as well, getting gunned down in the streets of America. And I don't hear anyone using that special obligation. Special. Your silence is complicit. Now, y'all are condemning Cory Booker because he said that he would, consider sitting down with Farrakhan. Okay, now remember, that was back in June. And the bigger picture here, my royal family, is that this country is worried that black folks is waking up everywhere. And I'm looking again at the precision. Pay close attention to my words. In a few short days, my royal family, I'm saying this with all the passion and all the conviction within me as I speak to your soul, to your spirit. We're coming out of our captivity. And they worried. All of them are worried. Because I have said it takes a shift in consciousness. And we don't need all of us to have that shift. It's just enough. And it takes the ones that have that shift that have that influence. I got the influence. I got the voice. You got the fluent influence. Because you render your words with your beautiful divine words. You have it. I want you to fully understand what I am saying. This is a very important video. You and I were specially selected to be here coming out of our captivity. Go sit with that. Go sit with that. I keep saying, how's the royal family? I keep referring to you as my queen, my king, because of who you are. Some people get irritated that I say it a lot. I ain't said it enough. You don't like it? Bounce. We get called negative words every day. Something is happening to us negative every day. It ain't enough channels. We can put out negative stuff every day. And in this war, they are concerned on many levels. And I'm looking again at the precision as we are on this last stretch, as it narrows down, that they are concerned. So they take somebody who's spineless, like Cory Booker, and give him the acid test. And what is the acid test? Louis Farrakhan. That's the acid test. They always like to throw that mic up in front of you and throw you off guard. Ask me the question. I'll give it to your core. I'll give it to you in such a way you will feel me. Don't be afraid with the enemy try to throw you off over Farrakhan. But this motherfucker is racist. And he done ran over there to them relics. And they think they gonna have another we shall overcome moment. Them days is over. And so Cory's supposed to be offended. Offended. He ain't offended by him. That's a game. So as we continue on, my royal family, now let me slowly bust his ass wide open. So I found something here dated June 22nd, 2019. LOL, Cory Booker is still willing to meet with anti-Semitic bigot Louis Farrakhan. So let's hear what comes out of his mouth. Out of his mouth when he around us exclusively. So Cory, desperate. The African American vote seems to be enormous with a old white man instead of a African American Spartacus. That's why he doesn't refuse to consider meeting with anti-Semitic bigot Louis Farrakhan. And they got their shit all mixed up. So they put here, boy, some of these sites that you find, dang, that's pretty bad. But he and Kamala, or Karma Sutra, Harris are both drowning because the black vote is showing they care more about the character of Biden's friendship bracelet with Barack Obama than they do the color of Kamala's and Cory's skin. Sorry, Cory. LOL. Maybe the 2024 you should make friendship bracelets with Beyonce or something. So everything is just a running joke with these people. The right scoop. Whatever. So let's see what he got to say in 58 seconds when he around his folks.
Yes. I am.
My question was, would you be willing to have an audience with him concerning that subject?
You know, I live in Newark, so we have famous Mosque 25. We have Nation of Islam there. As mayor, I met with lots of folks talking to them. I've heard Minister Farrakhan's speeches for a lot of my life. So I don't feel like I need to do that, but I'm not one of these people that says I wouldn't sit down with anybody to hear what they have to say. But I live on a neighborhood where I'm getting guys on the streets offering and selling his works. I'm very familiar with Minister Louis Farrakhan and his beliefs in his. Yes.
All right. So, you get around our folks, you start doing a sing and a dance. Cory, we know how you get down, Cory Booger. And when you get called on the carpet, I like this one right here. When you get called on the carpet by the enemy, there's a lot of things that you're willing to say. But before we get into it, let's listen to this video. What folks have to say about you on Fox News. Cory Booker said he would meet with Louis Farrakhan. Now, when he was speaking, he said he would, but he kind of said it in an indirect way. He wouldn't be direct. So this will overlap a little bit, but I thought it was necessary that we listen to this. Hear what the enemy got to say.
Apparently quite willing to overlook the anti-Semitic rhetoric of Louis Farrakhan. He was just asked on a campaign stop if he would avoid Farrakhan because of hateful views that Farrakhan spouts off, but watch how he responded.
I'm not one of these people that says I wouldn't sit down with anybody to hear what they have to say. I'm very familiar with Minister Louis Farrakhan and his beliefs in his.
Yeah, well, seems like Senator Booker is really trying to pick and choose which kind of hate speech he wants to denounce, because he just spent the last week calling out Joe Biden for all of Joe Biden's comments on segregationists. And don't get me wrong, those senators that Biden spoke of had some pretty hateful, despicable views. But keep in mind, that was, 50 years ago? Farrakhan's anti-Semitism, it is quite fresh, and just to refresh your memory, here's a little taste of it.
Here the Jews don't like Farrakhan, so they call me Hitler. Well, that's a good name. Hitler was a very great man. You know what they do? Call me an anti-Semite. Stop it. I'm anti-termite. And Farrakhan, by God's grace, has pulled the cover off of that satanic Jew.
So Cory Booker really thinks it's a good thing to sit down and meet with him? What's that one about? Joining me right now, economist and former Nixon speechwriter, Mr. Ben Stein. Good to see you. Why are all those on the left, do you think, so hesitant to distance themselves from this jerk, this guy that says so many horrible, horrible anti-Semitic things?
Because they think he has a following in the black community, and the black community is the bedrock of the Democratic Party, and they don't want to do anything to in any way whatsoever distance themselves from that bedrock. But you have to understand, Minister Farrakhan is not just your ordinary lunatic. He is a dangerous, Hitler-loving, violent racist. He is probably the most violent racist on the public scene today. He makes David Duke look like Benjamin Netanyahu. I mean, he is a very, very dangerous guy. And the idea that Cory Booker would think that there's something wrong with just meeting a person who's a U.S. senator, did not endorse him, but just meeting him, and not think there's something wrong with meeting Farrakhan, it's incredible. I mean, Farrakhan is a person who should be kept at a distance by absolutely everyone. And by the way, I believe there is film of our friend Mr. Obama with Minister.
Yeah, well, you know, we've seen many a politician right up there on stage with Farrakhan and seeking his support, etc. But to your point, they don't want to distance themselves from the black community. They're seeing Farrakhan as having a hold on that community. Let me ask you this, though, Ben. In this environment, where you're now looking at the lowest unemployment rate for black Americans in the history of the United States of America under none other than President Trump, is any of that loyalty starting to shift? I mean, are traditional black Democrats saying, hey, maybe the Democratic Party has failed me. Maybe I need to rethink this?
I wish I could say that was true, but I don't think it is true. I don't know why it isn't true, but there is a very deep attachment to black people feeling like they're the underdogs and the feeling like they've been victimized. And for a very long time, they were the underdogs and they were being victimized. So you can see why they feel that way. But why they would attach themselves to a person who means nothing but trouble for everyone he touches, for everyone who comes around him, like Minister Farrakhan, is a mystery to me. I mean, this guy is a very, very bad guy. This guy is Hitler. This guy is Goebbels. He would, if he could, do all the things that they've done. I mean, he's talking about termites. What do we do with termites? We gas them. So that's what he's talking about with Jews.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's pretty despicable that that's tolerated by anyone, but let alone somebody who's running for president of the United States of America. Anyway, Ben Stein.
And it's a U.S. senator. It's a U.S. senator.
I know. Anyway, Ben, always a pleasure. Good.
So, look at his fat ass ears. You so fucking disgusting. Your ears got fat laid up in it. See, in the enemy's subconscious, they are concerned. This goes much deeper than this Cory and Farrakhan. And you ever see some people, they don't even have to speak, but the aura that they give off speaks truth. Speaks truth. And they are concerned that he has made it to this point, and they have know what they have done to try to desecrate this man. And then on top of that, all the stuff that they have done to us and continue to do to us. What they are worried about is the wrath. And what they are pissed off about is, my royal family, is that people like Cory or Campbell or any of them coons, or I like to say the enemy supporters, those backroom deals and those promises that they have made, they say, oh, you know, I got a foothold in the black community and I know how to deal with my folks. I can shift that energy. No, you can't. You forgot who our father is. You forgot who our brother is. Yahweh Shai. Can you imagine that? That's your brother. And the enemy is concerned because not enough of us have made that shift. And we're waking folks up. It's wonderful to have social media and you can use your beautiful voice, your beautiful divine words to touch and wake up your folks. I thought I was woke, but when I start connecting with my folks and y'all speak truth to me and misconceptions and isms that I had, y'all woke my ass up even further. I said, oh, I got a lot to learn. I thank you, my royal family. But you got those diehards, those gatekeepers, those we shall overcome us that's trying to hold on. Them relics. No. Cory, I gotta do what I gotta do with your cockeyed self. So, as we continue on, they put his ass on the spot. Look at that. At 6:11. Now we know what 11 means. Chaos, disorder, and judgment. That's what it means in the word. So let's see what they had to say in 37 seconds.
That you were recently asked, and that is about whether or not you would meet with Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan. He's unabashedly anti-Semitic. He said, quote, you said, quote, I don't feel like I need to do that, but I'm not one of those people who says that I wouldn't sit down with anybody to hear what they have to say. Is that still where you are?
Well, first of all, that is completely taking out of context that larger conversation.
Okay, give me the context.
I will not sit down with Louis Farrakhan, period. And I reject anybody who preaches that kind of bigotry and hate towards other Americans.
All right. Well, let's listen to that again. Let's go back. Let's go back. I want to make sure. I want to make sure.
Like drip coffee.
I want to make sure we got that right. Because his ass was looking scared to death before they even asked him the question. You could see it in his eyes. Let's go back. Let's get this shit refreshed. Because he was sitting up there scared to death. And actually, that was 38. So, 38 seconds. 3 plus 8. 11. So let's hear Cory in his lying ass ways.
Hi, how are you?
Just show you how he really is. Oh, he made himself very clear when he spoke to the enemy. And this man ain't did nothing to him, ain't called him a boy.
And that is about whether or not you would meet with Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan. He's unabashedly anti-Semitic. He said, quote, you said, quote, I don't feel like I need to do that, but I'm not one of those people who says that I wouldn't sit down with anybody to hear what they have to say. Is that still where you are?
Well, first of all, that is completely taking out of context that larger conversation.
Okay, give me the context.
I will not sit down with Louis Farrakhan, period. And I reject anybody who preaches that kind of bigotry and hate towards other Americans.
Okay, so you said you would. Let me take this down. Let me stop this. You said you would absolutely not ever, pretty much, sit down with Farrakhan and where his ass at? Where his ass at? Where that racist motherfucker? I'm gonna find him. But this motherfucker, let me slow down, let you know how he felt. He been letting us know how he felt. But you think you gonna get the black vote. One of the gatekeepers. One that think he can come up with some baby bonds or something to shift. You can't shift nothing. Because what's going on is spiritual. In a few short days, we coming out of our captivity, Cory. And your ass is going where the enemy is going. Because you've been playing these games. And they call you on the carpet. So CNN's supposed to be the friendly people. What Mr. Superboy called CNN, Catch a Nigga Network. It don't matter. Like I said, it don't matter what party it is, because it's other parties. They still want to uphold white supremacy. And y'all use that acid test when y'all are afraid, when y'all start running out of options and stuff. Running out of options. And you have no problem lying. So you label him Hitler and all these different things like that. What man is he when killed? You know? Who is he said Who is he said to go and desecrate the enemy? People can speak core truth. It can be right before your eyes. You can see it, and they'll tell you don't see it. See, they don't like this technology, this antiquated. I'm going to keep saying, this shit is antiquated. But it's just enough to get the message out to the enemy and the enemy supporters, because I know you're over here listening. You know, when you listen, I'm controlling you. You hold on to every word that I have to say, and then you hold on to every word that the royal family renders, because we have that type of power. So just take all in what I'm saying. In a few short days, we're coming out of our captivity. You will see and feel things that you ain't never seen and felt. And you think you're going to continue to have your heaven. Y'all already sealed your fate long ago. And that's why I continue to tell the royal family, we been won the war. I talk about that war and I talk about that battle. And we have to continue to link up our rims. Because what we getting ready to deal with is going to be heavy. Like I said, I've been in that spirit world. I got a little taste. I truly have been touched by the hands of Yah. I wasn't asleep, my royal family. Some people new to the channel, check out my spiritual videos. I talk about it often. When you have that type of experience, it ain't something you can dismiss. I think about it every day. I literally was picked up and held by Yah. I get emotional every time I talk about it. Then he revealed things to me. Like I always say, I know what I heard and I know what I sing. So you keep playing your games, Cory. You keep playing your games, Esau. You keep playing your games, the enemy and the enemy supporters. The wrath is here. Everything that I speak it clear and I speak it into the universe. I keep playing the same game. Now it's time for y'all to really feel the divine hand. So I'll leave it there, my royal family. Oh, one more thing. Oops. One more thing. Today, Farrakhan spoke. And I'm going to leave the link. And it starts around about 40 minutes into this 3-hour video. So our king spoke today. I haven't had an opportunity to listen, but he did speak earlier today. We know that he spoke some powerful words. I will leave the link there so the royal family can listen. If not, you can go to Ben X channel. He's over there playing it now. But pass this around. We need to hear what he has to say. And I'll let y'all in on something. When I had my spiritual experience, Yah revealed Farrakhan to me. And what was revealed to me about Farrakhan, he's just like you and I. And he has a sincere heart. He makes his mistakes just like us. He's on his journey too. That was all that was revealed to me. That was it, and that was all, my royal family. There's nothing more that I can tell you. But I wanted to leave this here because anytime we hear Farrakhan speaking, you know when he speaks, you feel those words. So if you want more of him, the link will be there. There's no need to leave the link to that other stuff because it's the same repetitive shit. The enemy don't know nothing else to do. All right? So I just thought that would be fitting since I was talking about Cory and busted Cory on his lies. And you heard what he said. I left the best for last. He said, no way. He ain't he ain't gonna sit down with no bigot. He ain't gonna sit down with no racist or nothing like that. So this evil motherfucker let you know where he stand, and you willing to go to barbecues with him and shake hands and have you know, what you kind of word salad talk or whatever you want to call it, and and all that, and you know where he stands. And Farrakhan ain't did nothing to you, but you spoke truth. So, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.